Alright, hey everybody, it's Tyler. I'm going to go over a handstand scissor drill real quick, but there's something that I want to talk to you about before we even worry about the handstand piece. The handstand scissor drill is a really great way to introduce balancing a handstand to those of you who have been comfortable with a chest-to-wall handstand. So this is going to be kind of the next step in coming away from the wall and working towards the middle of the room. The piece we need to talk about before we get to the actual drill, however, is what we're doing with our hands. So I'm going to come pick up the camera. It's going to get shaky for a second. I'll put it back before we get to the drill. But I want you to be able to see what I'm doing with my hand here. So hopefully the volume doesn't go too crazy on this. But when I put my hand down flat on the floor, a lot of us have been taught to spread our fingers really wide and kind of engage the floor with as much of the hand as possible. And that's not entirely wrong, but I can maybe relax a little bit. I don't need to go quite as wide. Most importantly, I'm going to push my fingertips into the floor. So you can see here's my flat hand. Here I'm picking up that second knuckle. So the first knuckle right here is going to be pressed firmly into the floor along with the whole palm of the hand. And you can see the pressure that I'm putting into those fingertips. So I really am trying to press the fingertips into the floor. This allows a levering action of the entire body as long as we're doing a good job of keeping the body nice and tight in that hollow position. So engaging the floor, engaging your hand with the floor that way is going to allow you much more balance than simply trying to hope for the best and cross your fingers as your feet come away from the wall. So, scissor drill starts with a basic chest-to-wall handstand, and we want to find that good stacked alignment that we've talked about in these other handstand drills. We are going to stop, however, rather than bringing our hands all the way in to within a few inches of the wall, we're going to stop about a foot or so out. The further out you are away from the wall, the more difficult this drill becomes. Once I'm out away from the wall, I'm going to leave one toe on the wall, I'm going to bring one leg out, and then I'm going to look to find balance and switch my legs, and switch the legs, and switch the legs back and forth, bringing one toe into contact with the wall as lightly as possible. Chances are for most of us we're going to end up kind of falling back into the wall as we start to find this balance point. As you get better at this, it'll become lighter and lighter touches. You should be comfortable cartwheeling out of a handstand if you are going to attempt this drill. So you should know how to either roll or more preferably cartwheel out or bail out of the handstand safely. For now, if those of you who do not know how to do that, we're going to have you work with spotters. And I should say that as a prerequisite for this, you should be comfortable with a chest-to-wall handstand at least as far as about 6 to 8 inches in towards the wall, right? So we'll be working with spotters in class if you're not comfortable bailing out. Otherwise, this is a good drill that you can do on your own as well. So I'm going to see if I can hit a couple of scissor drills here, a couple of switches for you so you can see what this looks like. First things first, start in my chest-to-wall handstand. So I'm going to begin to walk my feet up, and I'm going to stop my hands roughly a foot away from the wall. Hands are engaged with the floor. I'm going to find my balance and bring one toe away from the wall until I feel like there's very little weight on this other toe. From here, I'm simply going to switch the legs, maintaining as much balance as possible. Toes are pointed, everything is tight and stacked. Switch, switch, switch. If I'm feeling really adventurous, I might try to bring it out and find balance. Bring it back to the wall, and as always, exit any of our handstand drills with dignity. Right? So there's our basic scissor drill. Hopefully the lighting and the volume on this video isn't too terrible and the echo isn't so bad that you can't understand me. Hit me up in class with questions. I'll see you in the gym.